wanted to do a new segment from Kelisara Sports that is known as Coffee with Teens. So as you know, we are gathered up here to do a preview or an analysis of what happened to Sri Lanka in the match held between Sri Lanka and South Africa yesterday. So first of all, I would like to welcome Rividu Pereira and Lithira Pereira, who would be joining with me to continue this chat. So first of all, I won't ask questions, but I will ask some predictions too. So the first prediction is, will Sri Lanka be able to qualify for the semi-finals? Lithira, what do you think?
No, because I think we have lost two matches consecutively, and it's really hard to fight back. And as far as the confidence level is concerned, we are very the confidence level is very less. So I think it's really difficult to get qualified for the semi-finals.
What do you think, Rividu?
Well, I believe that yes, Sri Lanka still has an opportunity to get into the semi-final, because it's true that Sri Lanka lost many games. Sri Lanka lost 2 games precisely, but we can't underestimate Bangladesh. We can underestimate other teams in our list, and also we saw even last night's game between England and Australia. Things turned around, so we still have an opportunity.
Now we did our first prediction, where Lithira said that Sri Lanka won't be qualifying for the semis, but where Rividu said that Sri Lanka, they have a chance to qualify for the semis. So now let's go through the first question. The first question is on the evening, will be asked from Rividu and then Lithira. So Sahaja is a highly rated batting pitch for the past few years, but now it has turned out to be a bowling pitch, and it has a very much effect on bowlers. So as far as you're concerned, what really affected Sri Lanka to lose this match?
Well, first of all, we batted first. So when it came to a batting lineup, the real aggressive start did not happen. So when it comes to the first 5 overs, we were really slow. We were kind of slow. We were not slow, but we were kind of slow. But then again, with an unnecessary run out of Charith. So yeah, that was an unnecessary run to be taken. And after he got run out, the middle order did not actually keep the pace, and it did not go with the flow. I think that was one reason for our batting lineup to have been failed, because I believe if Charith Asalanka was there, Charith Asalanka would have, with his help, the Sri Lankan innings would have ended in around 180, and we would have won the match easily. And also I think when it came to our bowling side, we did not, even in the 2014 Cricket World Cup last 4 overs rather, Nuwan Kulasekara and Lasith Malinga bowled many wide yorkers. That was not because they did not focus on wickets. They mainly focused only to slow the batting run rate. So we could have won the match once again, even with that total. If the last 5 overs would have, it's fine to use fast bowlers. Lahir Kumar is all fine, but he could have used the different strategy to bowl wide yorkers and all.
Then what do you think, Lithira?
Yeah, I think South Africa did really well to restrict Sri Lanka to 142, but the pitch was not a turning track. It was really good batting track. I think our batsman, the stroke playing was really bad, so that's why we couldn't put a challengeable score on the board. And like Rividu said, Charith Asalanka's run out was really crucial on the context of the game. So, and if he was there till the 11th over, we could have at least scored 175. So yeah, that's what I think was really the main thing that Sri Lanka lost the match.
Yesterday, South Africa restricted Sri Lanka for 142. Actually, this is not enough score for side versus South Africa, who has much more capability than the Lankans. We know we have young players, but Sri Lanka is a growing up team. That means many cricket commentators such as Harshal Bogle and Brian Lara, all are saying that Sri Lanka might have a chance to win the World Cup, but it is at the current stage it's not possible. But 142 versus a team like South Africa is not good. Only the successful batsman yesterday was Charita Salanka, who scored a 20, but that was not enough. And the other was Pathum Nisanga. He scored a 72. But Bhanuka Rajapaksa went for 0, Avishka Fernando went for 5, and Kusajani Perra also went for 5. The top order was really struggling with the spin, and however, Tabrai Shamsi did well. He's a no-one bowler. So, what do you think? Was that score enough, or was Sri Lanka needed to have more runs on the board so we could have give more competitive bowling towards the South African batting lineup?
Well, I believe I agree with your earlier statement that with the South African team, with the new South African team, because both teams are new, kind of new. We both have our senior players. We have quite a few senior players, and most of them are new. But for us, like for a team like South Africa, who have been performing well in the past few years, with regards to our team, I think 142 was not quite enough, and I think that 142 was simply limited because of the great bowling display by Shamsi and the South African team.
Lithira, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, the pitch was not a turning track. It was really good batting pitch. I think Shamsi did really well. He bowled great lines and lengths, and he always tried to bowl dot balls, and he did. I think he did the basics right. So that's why he was very successful and managed to put such a performance.
So the next question is about the 19th over bowled by Lahiru Kumar. Many Sri Lankan fans and fans all over the world say that the over should not be given to Lahiru Kumar. But in the match briefing yesterday, Bhanuka Rajapaksa said that we gave the 19th over to Lahiru Kumar because he was the best bowler after Chamira to execute the 19th over. But as far as you both are considered, was there any other options that Dasun Chanaka could have given to bowl the 19th over? I'll go with Lithira.
Yeah, I think Dasun Chanaka could have made Chamika to bowl the 19th over because he was really economical and bowled good lines and lengths. But I think if Lahiru Kumar bowled like he bowled good lines and lengths, and he lowered his pace and bowled into the wicket, he could have got more perches and could have we could have won the match. So that's it.
Yeah, so simply adding on to Lithira, I believe that Dasun Chanaka took the best option. Simply what happened was Lahiru Kumara could not get his line right, simply because we have examples. Simply, as I said before, the 2014 World Cup, if we had actually bowled some wide yorkers that day, yesterday, we simply could have won the match, and Lahiru Kumar would have been the man of the day.
You're currently tuned in with Kelisara Coffee with Teens YouTube channel segment. So let's go for the fourth question. Fourth question is a very crucial thing that Sri Lanka could have saved. There were few run-out chances missed, such as Temba Bauma's run-out chances were missed. I think there were over 3 run-out chances that Sri Lanka missed. And the main thing that there were 2 overthrows which costed 3 runs and 4 runs, which means 7 runs were collected from South Africa by overthrows. How crucial was these missed run-out chances and these overthrows? What do you think?
Well, mistakes always happen on the field, so we really can't scold our players for having overthrows, but they have been practicing not to play with overthrows, so they should have played to their game. And also I believe that it did not really affect the match, because an overthrow really it matters sometimes. In certain times it does matter,
but it mattered in this match.
Yeah, I agree with that, because 8 runs, in the sense, if it was the last ball and we simply could have won the game. But then again, what happens is we really don't know. Even during the past games, Vanidu Hasaranka also said that it was very hot in the in Sharjah. So with the temperature, with all these other circumstances, we really can't expect the players also to go with the situation. And also I believe that it was that moment which because Sri Lanka tried to limit South Africa too much. That was what happened, and to every ball we were running behind the ball. I think that took our mind away. That took the mind of the players away from these overthrows.
What do you think?
Yeah, Hindu said, we can't criticize players for mistakes, because mistakes do happen. But I think that overthrows did not affect much, because in that same over, Rassie van der Dussen was run out. So that really may decrease the momentum of the South African innings, and we really came back into the game with a couple of wickets. So yes.
Now let's talk about the top order of the Sri Lankan side, which has been a very much factor to lose the past matches and not to have a good opening partnership. So I will ask from both of you, what are the changes needed to be done by the Sri Lankan top order that will help us to put a good score in the power play and the first 15 overs? So I'll go with Lithraya. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Pathum Nissanka has simply been outstanding. He last match he scored 72. It was really incredible. And Kusal Pereira has not really lived up to his potential, because as we know, he's a really aggressive player, and he scores runs very fast. So I think Chandimal should be given another chance, and my opinion, I think Kusal Pereira should be dropped to the next match, and Chandimal should be brought into the team. So yeah.
Well, yeah, so with regards to the specific question, what I believe is change in the team right now in between the tournament can be also negative. What happens if the diversity and the unity in the team, right, which has been coming from the playoffs, if it goes out, so that can be making a change in the team can also be a negative effect. But at the same time, I believe if there is a chance, if we can actually believe in our team, we can go with the same team.
So, Rindu, I think that there should not be changes in the team, and Lithraya think that Kusal Janit Perra should be dropped and Chandimal should be replaced for Kusal Janit Perra's replacement as replacement. The next question is about Avishka Fernando. Avishka Fernando has been one of the most prolific batsmen in the Sri Lankan lineup, but has failed since the start of the tournament. So, as my opinion, should Dhananjay De Silva, he came to the side as the vice captain, but has been dropped out since the start of the tournament. In the qualification matches, Dhananjay De Silva was not be taken, and these 4 matches in the tournament, Super 12 tournament, Dhananjay De Silva was not picked. So, should Dhananjay De Silva replace Avishka Fernando, or should there be any other replacements for Avishka Fernando? I'll go with Rindu. What do you think?
So I believe that actually more than Dhananjay De Silva, we could actually give a chance to Dinesh Chandimal, because Dinesh Chandimal is a wicket-keeper batsman. And also, I believe that one reason for Kusal Janit Pereira to fail, I believe Kusal Janit Pereira would be better off without being a wicket-keeper and being only the opening batsman. And I guess that if Chandimal can be taken to the side at least to one game, either replacing Avishka Fernando, or else we can also bring Dhananjay De Silva. But bringing Dinesh Chandimal would be an added advantage, because he is also a wicket-keeper and he has been a great wicket-keeper since throughout the days.
Yeah, Lithraya, what do you think?
I believe Avishka Fernando has been performing when he was the opener. But since he was brought down the order, he has not been performing that well. So I think Avishka Fernando along with Pathum Nissanka should open the batting for Sri Lanka. So because Avishka is far off, like he's really good when he's opening. So yeah, that's why. And as far as Dhananjay Silva is concerned, I don't think he's really a good pick in the T20 lineup because he's not that aggressive batsman. But he's a really good bowler. I I think Dhananjay Silva is not that good pick for the T20 side.
Now we saw yesterday Wanidhu Hasaranga taking a hat-trick in the World Cup as he becomes the first Sri Lankan bowler to take a World Cup hat-trick. So how did this help Sri Lanka to turn the match to our sides, and how did this affect the South African batting lineup to think that they actually lost the match? So I'll go with Ringoy. What do you think that this affected?
Well, first of all, congratulations to Wanidhu Hasaranga if he's watching the game to our program today. I believe that Wanidhu's hat-trick, it has two sides of the coin in what I see. So one side we can also see that the South African team, the batting lineup gone. But on the other side, because of those wickets, we saw David Miller coming. So because of that, it has the two sides of the coin. So it might also have been for the good side of the South African team, but it's just the game. It's a game, so we really can't expect a hat-trick to go on its own way. But I believe that hat-trick actually took off some pressure of the Sri Lankans when it came to the last 10 overs.
So what do you think, Lithraya? How did this affect?
Yeah, that really was the turning point of the match, I believe, because that hat-trick really reduced the momentum of the South African batting. So, and like we Sri Lankans had the chance to put a lot of pressure on the South African team, and there were 2 or 3 wickets that went after the hat-trick. So, but again, I think like after the hat-trick, like South Africans did really well to fight back, and they just absorbed the pressure really well, and then we like could not perform well.
The next question is, now if Sri Lanka needs to be qualified for the semi-finals, they should win both England and West Indies series. But tomorrow, the 1st of November, is the England versus Sri Lanka match. Now when we take England is the no one side in the T20 ice, and they have won 3 consecutive wins in the Super 12. So the next is on the 4th of November, and that too versus West Indies. West Indies lost 2 matches in their past 3 in the Super 12, but West Indies is the defending champions of the ICC T20 World Cup 2016. West Indies with power attacks such as Kieran Pollard, Andrew Russell, Jason Holder, and England with a prolific opening partnership of Jason Roy, Johnny Bairstow, Ian Morgan. Actually, England 15 member squad. Out of those 15, 12 has played the IPL. That means 12 out of 15. 12 members have experience in the UAE grounds. So how this affects us to win, and how should we win? That means, as I said before, to go for the semi-finals, we should win both these matches and try to get a good net run rate. So how can we play it? How will adjustments be?
Well, I think we should we should believe in ourselves first, because we really have the potential to do it, and we should do this little things right and just follow the basics, and we should really concentrate on our batting lineup, and if we like really feed well, we might have a chance to win against England, because like I really believe like what matters is our mindset, because we really should believe in ourselves, and as far as like everyone knows, the Sri Lankan team, there is a lot of talent. We just really need to believe. Only thing what needs to be done is we just have to believe in ourselves, because we really have that potential to achieve big. So yeah, that's it.
Well, as Litira said, we definitely have a chance to qualify to the semis after defeating the two nations. But it's a game. Cricket can change anyway. It can be a winning game to a losing game. It can be a losing game which Sri Lanka has won. Sri Lanka has showed it in the past, and surprises are always there in cricket. So we really can't expect the Sri Lankans to lose, but also at the same time we can't expect our Sri Lankan team to win. So it all depends on the situation on that day, the situation between the game, the gravity on that day. So I believe if Sri Lanka definitely wins this, with all the changes that we discussed right now, I think Sri Lanka definitely will win.
The last but not the least, the final prediction of the evening will be which team out of the 12 will win the final. I'll go with Mitra. What do you think?
I think England are the biggest favorites because, like as we all know, England has a lot of experience with Lord, and like Vinur said earlier, most of the players have played IPL, so they really understand the conditions and know the grounds like more than other teams. So I think England has the biggest chance to win the World Cup.
What do you think, Vinur?
Well, I believe the game is still on because even when it came to the Super 12, we never imagined teams like Namibia getting into the into the Super 12, like playing with top nations. So I believe that the game has changed over the years. When it came to 2011, we saw teams like Kenya and Ireland playing. But when it came 2021, even Ireland did not get a chance to get into the Super 12. I think this is how the game has changed, and the game, as I said before, the game is full of surprises. So the game is still on, but Pakistan are favorites. Pakistan also are favorites. They are an emerging team, and also teams like India. We never can underestimate teams like India, and also teams like Australia. So I believe there are quite a few favorites. Let's see how the battle goes because there's some time left.
So as a proud Sri Lankan cricket fan, I still believe that Sri Lanka should win the ICC T20 World Cup 2021 because Sri Lanka has a young team which is an emerging team, and I still believe that we can win. Not if we cannot win in this year, but we should try in the next year because we are a team who did it in the 1996 World Cup, 2014 T20 World Cup, and as well as we have won an ICC Blind World Cup too. So as a Sri Lankan, yet again, I still believe that we have potential to win this World Cup as well. So let's hope the Sri Lankan cricket team and the the playing 15 can do it for Sri Lanka. So I would like to take this moment to thank Lithira Perra and Rindu Perra who joined with us to make this chat successful. Thank you for joining with us. Hope you like this video, share this and subscribe our Kelisara Sports YouTube channel. Hope to meet you with another review in another day. Me, Vindra Vinsar Karunaratna for Kelisara Sports. Goodbye.